Morning has broken, my windows are open. Wanna feel the wind blow through my hair. Which way do I follow? What happens tomorrow? I turn to you and hope you can guide the way. Sometimes I give up, just wanna be on my own. Even in the darkest times, you give me hope. So I lean on you when I've lost my way. I keep holding on for a better day. I lean on you when the world's astray. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. In times that are changing and when hope is fading, I know I can turn to your embrace. 'Cause there's so much beauty under your heaven, and I'm grateful every day. Sometimes I give up, just wanna be on my own. Even in the darkest times, you give me hope. So I lean on you when I've lost my way. I keep holding on for a better day. I lean on you when the world's astray. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. I lean on you and I lost my way. I keep holding on for a better day. I lean on you when the world's astray. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. I left my heart open so you hear my
Hello, everyone. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Can you hear me okay, Michelle? Hey, flies. It's good to see you all. I wanted to jump on here because it's New Year's Eve and it just felt like something I wanted to do, if I'm being honest. Good. Like I said, my mic has been defaulting to the computer mic and it's been a whole mess. So I never know. So has everybody's day been pretty good so far? I will say this. 2024 has really been a doozy. I've had my ups and my downs. I've been through some trials. And I am declaring that going into 2025, it's going to be full of extraordinary new beginnings. I don't always like to say out with the old because there's some things that I wouldn't be myself if some of the hard things that had happened had not had happened to me, if that makes any sense at all. Plus says busy as usual, but keeps me out of trouble. Well, that works. It does work. But looking back on 2024, as much of a trial as it has been, I have to say that I haven't went through anything that hasn't shaped me and helped me grow. Some of those things have been difficult, but with the grace of God, I've moved forward. In 2025, I'm hoping that it is going to be just full of blessings, not only for me, but for everyone else as well. This has been a rough day. I'll just put that out there. It's always, New Year's Eve is always, for the last 9 years, been rough. I've had my sister on my mind quite a bit today. I've unfortunately let it distract me and steal me of my joy. But even with that, I have to say, you guys, I have been so blessed. And one of the things that I'm blessed most with is friends like you all. That at a last minute, I can say, hey, I think I'm going to do a live, and hit that live button, and you show up. You all never disappoint. And I know everybody is having a busy, busy day today. I know there's a lot of lives for New Year's Eve. I'm not going to have this, not going to be on here real long, but I'm looking forward to 2025. I've made a whole list of things that I want to be able to do this year. I want to be able to give back. I want to be able to help children more in the ways that count in their everyday life. Not just the kids that I have in my home, but other children as well. One thing I've thought about is taking books. Michelle Macklin is a author, and I'd like to get some of those books and take it to the local children's home. I remember the first book that was gave to me. I was struggling. Yeah, there's a story behind it. I was struggling in school. Had quite the mouth on me. Really didn't. I was in the 7th grade, and I really, other than basketball, nothing about school interests me. And I was a bit of a smart aleck. I had learned that what I thought was friends, I had more friends if I was kind of a smart aleck. So I got known for that pretty bad. But I remember my 7th grade teacher. He was Mr. Hammonds, and he taught history. And for the people that know me best in this chat, you're going to say, oh my God. I said, why in the world should we care about history? That's in the past. We're not going through it. Why should we learn about it? And I made the mistake of saying we've got problems of our own to think about, let alone think about the past. And this teacher that probably should have just sent me to the office straight out, he didn't do that. He explained to me that it's our history that makes it to where we're allowed to have things that we have today, like freedom of speech. People fought and died for that. And he gave me a book because I was complaining. He gave me a book and he challenged me. He said, if you'll read this book, and I mean, this was before Christmas, y'all. He said, if you read this book, Crystal, and give me a report, I will give you an A all year. But I need you to read it. And that book was The Diary of a Young Girl. It's the story of Anne Frank. I own that book till today, and it still remains my favorite book of all time. But that book did more for me. It got me into reading, and this Holocaust that I did not understand, hadn't really heard about. It got me looking into it, and from there on out, I was hooked on history. Anything history, I wanted to know about it, especially if it had to do with the presidents and wars. And I mean, I went down a whole rabbit hole of a potato phantom, believe it or not, where the harvest died, and a lot of the Irish died because the potatoes went no good. Um, but anything history, I absolutely love it. Love to learn about it. I feel like I can't learn enough about it. But it was that one teacher that should have probably just off the bat sent me to the office and told me to quit being a smart aleck, that chose to do something a little different and sit down and talk to me. And he made a enormous, enormous change in my life as far as my outlook on things. It's sad now because history is barely even taught in school. But if we don't learn history, and I don't mean to get off on this rant, but not to know history, we are bound to repeat it. But that was not where I was going with this live, you all. Yeah, I've been everywhere today. I'm scatterbrained. But that is how I got into loving books, and that is how I got a fascination with history. Now, going into 2005, like I said, I want to make changes. I want to be able to help people, even if it's one child. If it's one child at a time, I want to be able to do that. I think there's a lot of creators that have a far bigger reach than me that could do that, and some are, but that's kind of what I want to do this year. As far as setting resolutions and stuff about losing weight, and I'm going to be a new me. No, I'll always just be Crystal. I don't see no reason of changing who I am. There is things that about me that I could work on. I want to be closer to God more than anything this year. But one of my top resolutions for 2025 is I want people to be better because they have known me. I want to be that person. Just like my 7th grade teacher was with me, I want to be like that to others, where they can say, I'm a better person because I know her. Hey, Allie. Don't worry, friend. I ain't going to be on here long no ways. Have you all set any goals for yourself for 2025? If you're a creator, do you got goals for your channel? Is there things you've seen in 2024 that you would really rather not be associated with your channel in 2025? Maybe your goals are memberships. I don't know. That's my goal. My goal is to be a better person, to be a better ear. One that any of my friends can just which I think they know they can do this, but I've got a bad habit of talking. This year, I want to be an ear instead of a mouth. Um, oh, thank you, Allie. Thank you so much. I love you and Michelle so much. You, Michelle, Dutchie, you all have really stood beside me. Today's hard. It is hard. And 9 years ago, about this time, well, in 15 minutes, I got a phone call from my sister in law. And in that phone call, she asked me, she said, you need to come up to your dad's. And immediately I thought, what's happened to Angie? Angie was my sister. When I got up there, I found out that my sister had passed away. She was my first friend and my best friend. Uh, we were alike in a lot of ways, but we was also daylight and dark different. But we might have butted heads sometimes, but it never went further than hey, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. And I was forgiven and forgotten. And when she passed away, she had two adult kids, but she had one that was 13 years old. Um, and her children, I mean, they're amazing. They are in every way. One of them I call my little adopted daughter because she lived with us for quite a bit. And she's like a daughter to me. But she would be so proud. She would be so proud of what her kids has done, of her grandkids. And I have to just be okay with that. I mean, I know that death isn't the end, it is the beginning. But on earth, we miss them sometimes. Um, been a lot of times I'd like to pick up the phone and talk to her, and not able to. So New Year's Eve has always came to me in the last 9 years as a dread. Now, last year on New Year's Eve, my uncle passed away. Some of you probably remember that. He was the first person I ever sang to with and them play a guitar for me. That was a hard loss. And a couple years back, my sister was 40 when she passed away. And in 2019, I was hurting so bad. So I went to the doctor. The doctor asked, could you be pregnant? And I'm like, no. My little smart aleck self. I was like, no, I locked up the baby bed. But they did a test and I was. It was in my tubes and I was sent in for emergency surgery. Well, there was absolutely no way that I wanted to have surgery on New Year's Eve at the age of 40. And I was begging, can't we just wait to 12:01? Let's don't do this on New Year's Eve. I'm 40. And the doctors didn't understand it. My husband, he took them to the side and kind of explained, hey, she's scared because her sister passed away at 40. And it's not really been a great day for her. And doctor come back in there with what you would think would be sympathetic. He says, no, if you don't have this surgery, you will die. So off to surgery I went. I woke up at 12:04. So New Year's Eve, I kind of always got a dread, and I know I'm setting myself up for it, but it's still there. Which leads me to this. For the past 19 years, I have dreaded every birthday, every anniversary, every holiday because of the loved ones that I've lost. So if I can make any resolution this year, I would like to be able to pass through those days a little more with ease because I realize I do it to myself. Um, you all know one thing that I want to do is pay a little bit more attention to my YouTube this year. Um, kind of put it on a schedule. That's the way things has to be with me. I have to have it on a schedule. If I don't, then it kind of goes off the rails. I mean, it'll be here or there, and so this year I set 2 dates that I want to do lives. I mean, not saying I won't do lives on other dates, but these days are going to be dedicated to those lives. Again, on Wednesday, we're going to do Hold My Halo, the book club. And on Saturdays, we're going to do the code cases. Both of those days will be at 7 o'clock. I'm going to do my best not to veer away from those days because when I start doing that, then I get comfortable with it and then it's just all over the place. So I'm trying to get it a little bit more organized, put out more cases. Went through today and looked at a whole bunch of cases that I want to cover, some that I want to revisit. Kelly Holland case, I want to revisit that one. Just simply because there is stuff that I think needs to be put out there. There's things that need to be corrected and let the ball where it may. I've been in contact with one of the family members, and there's quite a few things that have been said over the years that wasn't exactly what we read in the news articles or that was told at that time. I've really debated on this, but if the paperwork can be sent to me, I'm going to put that out there. I'm going to drop a link in case anybody else has resolutions or just something they want to say. Maybe just want to say Happy New Year. Now, one thing I want, and I always want to do, is include the people that watch my channel. So, is there anything that you all would rather see on these 2 channels? Hello, Duchess. Dutchy, you want to come up? We're talking about what we'd like for our channels and ourselves for 2025. And I would be curious to hear from other creators what their ideal of 2025 looks like. Duchess doing a thing with her merchandise where it gets the money that is made with it. She could probably explain it a lot better than me. Is sent to a charity at the end of the month. I think that's awesome. I think a little bit more dedication, a little more structure. I know one thing that I don't want on Colgate's Crystal or on Hold My Halo Book Club in 2025, and that is the drama. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I just want to leave that in 2024. Where I stand, if people want to watch my channel, they'll watch my channel. If they don't, then more power to them. Okay, completely understand, Dutchie. Here we go. Now, Michelle is making a channel where she can show her books. And if you all aren't subbed up to her channel, please go and do that. Michelle, can you drop the channel to your YouTube channel? And if you want to come up and tell people what you want to do with your channel, that would be great. I'm telling you all, if you have not ordered your child or your grandchild one of Michelle's children's book, then you are depriving that kid. I'm just going to tell you, these babies up in here love their book. They love it. And this house is full of books. But guess which one they want to be read to them? That one. Michelle dropped the link in the chat. If you all are not subbed up to her, I highly encourage you to. I think it's awesome. I was tickled to death when she said that she wanted to make her channel to where she could tell about her books. And okay, Dutch. Okay, that's fine. If I had one wish, it would be that YouTube would not limit people being able to do charity streams to only 1,000 subs, because I think that is an injustice to those charities. Because I'm straight up gonna tell you, if I could do a charity stream, I'd probably do one every other month. I am looking forward to 2025, though. There's some great changes coming our way in 2025 that I'll probably mention later on, but I'm really excited. My little family is becoming one, and so much more, so much more. This year, I am going to have to dedicate more time towards my photography studio, but with the help of the Lord, I know I can do it. I know I can. As long as I don't fall off no more porches or anything like that, I should be able to do it. Michelle, you want to come up and tell about your channel, honey? It's up to you. I know everybody is probably eating. I wanted to do this live early because my friend Dutchie is doing a New Year's Eve, welcoming in the new year, out with the old and in with the new. And I didn't want to lap over on that time. Now, do you all have any traditions at New Year's? New Year's Eve, of course, we all do the kiss. But then straight away, I go and open my front door. My mama used to do it, and I do it too. They say if you open your door, all bad things from the old will go out of it. Mom did it. It seemed relevant. I do it too. We sit home and watch the ball drop. That is something that I have not done very much at all. I know that's a tradition of many families, but that's something I never really done. Um, for a long time, we would sing the Old Year Out and the New Year In and enjoyed that tremendously. My husband is in there watching the kids, or I would get him to come in here and us sing a song just to kind of represent that tradition. But it sounds like they're having fun in there. Now, something that I haven't told you all, I did reach out to Michael Francis. I'm hoping to actually be able to interview him on my channel, Coquet's Crystal. You didn't know about opening the door? Mama always did that. She always opened the door. Told the year before to get out and take the bad juju with it. Leave the good. When I got older and I worked in a nursing home, if somebody would pass away, we would open the window. They were very adamant about it. And it always reminded me of Mama opening the front door on New Year's Eve at 12 o'clock. But Michael Francis, he's actually looking into James Files and going to do an interview with him. Now, if you don't know who James Files is, he is the man that says he shot JFK and that he was a member of the mob. Well, Michael Francis was and I'm probably pronouncing his last name wrong, but he was one of the main mob bosses in the Colombo family. So that would be very interesting. And right now, I am down that rabbit hole of the Kennedys, you all. I am. I've got to come out of that rabbit hole because, they say whatever you are doing at 12 o'clock, you'll be doing all year. So what is it that I could be doing at 12 o'clock that I would be happy doing all year long? I can tell you what I don't want to be doing. I don't want to be cleaning. I don't want to be doing laundry. Don't really want to be engulfed in watching any drama on YouTube. I don't mind watching Duchess stream where she's welcoming the new year in. And don't want to be filing. I don't want to file, not at 12 o'clock. Y'all can tell that has been the kicker with me this year. Let me tell you, I'm just going to lay it out there. When you are used to doing everything, making all those appointments, being the person to get the kids there and back, even on my own appointments, cooking, cleaning, just pretty much, everything, just taking care of it yourself. My husband is the main breadwinner in this household, so it requires him being on the road 3 weeks at a time. But when it gets to where you have to sit still and rely on others, you want to talk about a trial. That is a trial. I think it is one that would bring large men to their knees, um, questioning their masculinity and everything. But with me, it gave me so much time to think. And I didn't necessarily like some of the things that I didn't like some of the things that I had to watch. So on YouTube, you all know what I'm talking about. So I logged off. And I'm glad I did. Because if I'm being honest, if I had not failed, if I had not picked up books to occupy my mind, then I would probably still have a second Hold My Halo channel just sitting over there with 3 videos of crocheting. So we never know what is meant to be. But now, one thing I am dead set on is the moment I have 1,000 subscribers on my backup channel, I will be giving away $100 Amazon gift certificate. But at every milestone that we reach, right now there's 67 subs on that channel. For every milestone, because it's not just my channel, it's all of our channel, okay? So if there's something on there you don't agree with, please just say so. Because it's our channel, not just mine. But for every milestone, I want to do something big. Like I said, donating books to the children's home is just one of the things that I thought about. The mentor program, I do want to sign up for HIT this year. If things go well, then my time should, as far as appointments, should let up some. So I'd like to do the mentor program this year too. And actually teach some classes, get the hours in to teach some classes on child abuse. How to recognize it, how to report it. I'd like that. I'd like to be able to have some kind of get together where I could hand out pamphlets. Because I'm sorry, there is a lot of false reporting. People not really knowing what to look for. Just because the kid has a bruise on them don't mean they're being abused. Sometimes it just means they're being a kid. But there is telltale signs like bruising behind the ear. That's not a spot that kids hit when they fall. If a kid don't cruise, it should never bruise. What that means is if it's not learning to crawl or walk, it shouldn't have a bruise on it. Infants that don't cry. That's a big one. Broke my heart. Okay, I'm back. My phone cut off because I was in the kitchen. I'm only in 10%. I'm sorry, sis. I'm not prepared. We gotta eat, but I'll check back when we are done. Love you. Love you too, sis. You have a good meal. I did watch a couple interviews last night. One I watched of Riley Keough, which is Lisa Marie's daughter, and I watched one of Priscilla. I'm going to tell you, once we get through this book, you may not look at Priscilla Presley the same, because I didn't. And used to, I would listen to her and think everything she says is the gospel. She knew Elvis better than anybody. But we get into this book, y'all see a whole different Priscilla. I promise you. Um, when I said the other day that Lisa Marie didn't hold anything back, she didn't. She absolutely didn't. Oh, thank you. I would love for people to know what Michelle's going to be doing with her channel, and I can't really explain it because she knows what she wants or what she expects out of her channel. I can say what I expect out of mine. My uncle's case, this Saturday, I want to start wrapping it up, and that way it will always be out there for people to see that justice was not served. I want to cover the redhead murders. Like I said, I want to revisit Kelly Holland. I want to cover, what is his name? I think it's James. Maybe wrong on this. Saunders. He went missing from Hydrant, Kentucky. I would like to be able to find out the people that were closest to him at the time and see what their opinions is on that case. The cold case that Duchess did last night, um, about little David, I would like to really dive into that one. There's a couple cases I would like to really jump in on. And I would like to do a few more famous cold cases. The Black Dahlia. We've sent a for your request on that one. I'd like to do that one. But if you know me, I kind of get so obsessed with wanting to have all the details and the facts there. Like, I want a hard copy that says, hey, this is how it was. A court transcript, police notes, that kind of stuff. One reason, though, I love to cover cold cases is because it is so hard going years without any answers. My dear friend, I mean, looking at her dad's case, Gilbert Ray Mills, it's on this channel as well. If you listen to that, he was murdered. The man admitted to murdering him. Went to trial, and the judge says, I'm going to do something different in this case that I've never done, because the jails are overloaded and crowded. So I'm going to let you go home and save up money because you have family. You got to keep a job and save your money up. How is that justice? It's not. I mean, aren't all men supposed to hold a job and provide for their family? Am I lost here? I mean, I don't get it. Give me one moment, y'all. I've got to go get me something to drink. Okay, I am back. There's Michelle. Hello, sister.
How are you?
How am I doing? Today's always hard, but I'm trying to conquer and overcome.
I know it is. I've thought about you all day.
So, tell everybody what you want to do with your channel.
Um, I'm not real sure. I mean, I'm definitely going to advertise the books, but I'd like to do some kind of kids animation with the characters from my books.
Oh, that would
Um,
be so neat.
yeah,
Like kind of like a video.
yeah, kind of like little short cartoons or something with the characters from the books.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That
That's
is a
what I want to
wonderful
do.
idea.
Might need you and the kids' help. You'll have to be my test
Well,
subjects.
that will work. That will work. I mean, you know, my babies, they love your book. Um, I know we had briefly spoke, but are you up for doing a book signing, maybe at a children's home, like sign their books?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that every kid should be introduced. You know, we live in a world of technology where
Yes.
everything that is learned on a computer. I, for one, think kids should be limited to what they're able to get to on a computer.
Oh, I do too.
But I think with that knowledge, you know, being able just to pick up a laptop or a Kindle, um, it's took away from the actual book, owning the book, holding the book, reading the book. Um, and you know, schools has even took out textbooks where we're at.
No, isn't
Everything's
that
on
crazy?
Chromebook. And to me that's not helpful. I mean, yes, it was great during COVID when kids had to be, you know, on a Zoom call to do classes, but hands on needs to come back. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree. I agree. And I always read a book to my son and my grandson, an actual book. And there's nothing like having a book
Yeah.
in your hand. I would much rather read a book than read it off my phone.
Oh yes. Yes, 100%. Um, I guess one thing I would like to be able to do, and I know I can't do it on the masses like Dolly Parton does, but you know the Imagination Library,
Oh, yes. My grandson was signed up for it.
where yeah, my kids was, and absolutely loved that. But I mean, it's to help with illiteracy, and
Yes.
you all know I'm dyslexic. I'm dyslexic when it comes to numbers, reading, especially when I'm reading to a crowd. When I do this book club, I'm probably just going to have to look away and then look back at the comments when I'm getting ready to commentate. But it makes it even worse. But the only thing for that is reading.
Very true.
I mean, the more you read, the more you're able to control it. But you know how I love books. You've been up in my house. So
Yes.
my kids has always had access to books, encyclopedias, biographies, history books. I've got algebra books up in this place, okay? But if it's a book, I got it. But a lot of kids don't have that access.
No, they don't. And the sad thing is, libraries are closing.
Yes, yes. You know, in our own community, we have a courthouse that I'm wanting to say less than maybe 11 years ago, they remodeled. And now they're building a new courthouse, but say they don't have the funds for a library. Now, think
Yeah.
about that. They're saying we need a new courthouse when ours was redone 11 years ago. We don't need a new library.
Mm.
What's that telling these kids?
I mean, it's bad that there's no libraries because not every child has internet access. I mean, I realize a lot more do now, but a lot still do not. But my
And
goodness, they can
library.
arrest you and take you to court.
Yeah, yeah. And to me, that says we care more about being able to prosecute people and
Yeah.
than we do about the education of our youth. To have a place where they can go and access books, I mean, it's sad. It's sad, in my opinion. So, have you made any resolutions for 2025? I like to call
I
them
have
little
not.
goals. I don't like to call it resolutions because if I don't do it, I failed.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, I quit doing
That's the
those.
reason. That's the reason. Losing weight is never on my list. Never. Because I'm not going to disappoint myself at that. Okay. I just
Yeah,
can't do it.
this is not the day to set a goal for me.
I do little things. That way, when I do it, I feel like I've accomplished it. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
then that
absolutely.
gets me in the mindset to do more. But okay, like I said, I know this sounds crazy, but one of my goals is to stick to the Wednesday and Saturday schedule. Now,
Well,
you know how my life is. I wonder how long that takes to be like, hey, the train's on the track, but the caboose is going wild.
well, sometimes you do
But
have to win. I mean, sometimes that's life.
yes, it is. And I mean, it. Sometimes we just gotta rearrange everything. But
Yep.
Flies, it's good to see you in here. By the way,
Yes, I
love
have
her.
missed Flies.
So you'd never heard about opening the door?
No, I never heard of that.
My mother
No, the
did
only
it
thing we did was we ate black
every
eyed
year.
peas and cabbage and corned beef.
See, Mama never did none of that neither. Now I'm not saying that what Mama did brought a whole all up.
Right?
I'm not. I learned to do traditions backwards. Okay. Everybody says it's bad luck to take your Christmas tree down before the first of the year. You heard that one?
I did. Mine is still up. Mine comes down tomorrow.
Okay, let me tell you. I did that. And every year somebody died.
Ooh,
So I
that's
told
not
my
good.
husband, I said, you know what? I'm taking this sucker down. I'm
That's
taking
what
it
I need
down
to go
right
jerk
after
mine down.
Christmas. And so far, it's been successful. But
I better go jerk
so
mine down.
I do these traditions backwards. I mean, What about taking down the calendar? Mom did take down her calendar. See, she done some weird things. My mom's ideal of Christmas Eve night was you sat down, usually watch Bonanza, and drunk coffee. And then at 12 o'clock, she'd give Dad a smooch on his cheek, and she'd go to the front door and open it up and say, goodbye, whatever year that was. Take your negativity with you. That's what she done. So I do that. It's like, get out of
might need
here.
to
Take
open the
all
door and
the
all the windows.
energy. Orange child, black eyed peas, and some type of green with cabbage, mustard. God, y'all go through a whole lot as a tradition. That right there, girl, right there, that's Christmas dinner.
Yes.
Placing a coin on the plate. What does that do, Flies? Girl, you're gonna have to come up here and tell us about these because I'm reading them and I'm like, what in the world is this?
I've never heard of a coin
Was
under
I
a plate.
No, I ain't either. I'm curious. Come on up for a minute, Flies. But I mean, yeah, opening the door, drinking coffee, and telling that year to take whatever negativity it had with it and leave that's the gist of my kind of traditions that I do on New Year's.
And I need to
But
know,
it
was it
sounds-
just my mother trying to get me to eat the black-eyed peas? Because she'd tell me for every one I ate would be something good that would happen to me. So I didn't know she was just trying to get me to eat them.
Girl, let me tell you, if there is something to that, I'm leaving right now. And I'm going to go get the biggest bag of black eyed peas. And I'm going to engulf those things. And you know what? I don't even like them.
I don't either.
It's supposed to mean prosperity. Sister, come up. You don't have to turn your camera on. Tell us about these traditions. We may pick up some. Grab that link, Flies. Come up to your sissy's live stream and tell me about some traditions. Hubby is asleep, or I would. Oh, okay. I get that. You gotta wake him up at 12 o'clock. You don't want him to be asleep all year. So, where do you think these traditions come from, Michelle?
I don't know. I don't know where they, originated. They're just passed down. That's what the hotel
says
is. But
no,
everyone
Michelle.
you ate.
Well, what's the deal with cabbage?
Yeah.
Why is so many people eating cabbage, mustard, and collards on or turnips? Hey, I got turnips. What will turnips do?
I want to know about this coin in the plates. It's a penny, a quarter.
Do I need to be eating out of the plate? You need to take that laptop on the porch, guys. Take your phone on the porch. We need to know this stuff. This might be where we're going wrong.
It might be.
It has to be at work at 12. Oh, he has to be at work at 12. Oh, goodness, he's going to be working all year. Most come from melting pot of the first settlers. Well, money
is cabbage and
greens. What is the collards? I mean the what is it? Turnips. What's the turnips? I need to know what the turnips is. Tell me it's good health and fortune. I'll go in there and eat every one I have
Any
because I
coin will do.
love them.
What does the coin? What's the coin for?
Is it for fortune too? Okay. Come on, Dutch.
I mean, if I put $1 under my plate, will it will it be better?
There's Dutchy. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
sis.
Sorry about
Sister,
earlier, but
we
I was in the middle of cooking and then my phone got down to 2% and then it cut off. And I was like, I can't get on the StreamYard because my phone died. So I had to let it charge up. So we went ahead and ate.
well, I figured I'd do my last stream in 2004 pretty much the way I did every stream in 2004 and do it by the seat of my pants last minute, tell everybody. Because 2005, I plan on being on a schedule.
See, that's same thing. I'm just trying to lay out something where I need more structure. And like if I have to go to mom and dad's, then like that'll have to be what it is and I'll just have to plan around it. But I think the structure will help, people to know like when I'm gonna have something set, because there's always cases to cover.
Yes.
So but I didn't want to interrupt where you were at, but I was, you had asked me earlier if I'd come up and talk about the things that we want to do with our channels in 2025. And I was just catching some of the things that you were saying, but then my phone died and I didn't get to hear all the things that you were sharing that you wanted to do for your channels in 2025. So I just wondered if you would share that with me again.
Yes. Okay. I want to build the book club up to ultimately at least 1,000 subs. Because, like I said, I will monetize that channel. But with my monetization, I want to do good. I want to actually, like, one of the things I want to do is buy a bunch of Michelle's books. And I've asked Michelle if she would go with me. I'd like for my audience to be able to see it. So, I mean, I'd have to get something saying I could record. But I would like to be able to give those books to the kids at the children's home. Now,
That's
before people
wonderful. I
come
love that.
before people come at me, I would not have the kids in the video. Never would I do that. But I would like to, be able to give them a hard copy of a book because you never know what's going to turn a kid into loving books. And the book I have of Michelle's, it's an easy read that you can actually learn your kid to read with. And I love that because a lot of
Yes.
the children's books that I have, although they are children's books, they're like on a 9th grade level reading. And I don't like that. I want a book that, I want books for my kids personally that they're able to, after a while, sit down and read themselves.
Right. I did buy one of Michelle's books and send it to my nieces and nephews, and they got it today, Michelle. My
Oh,
sister said she loved it. And she said, "Your friend wrote this?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "That is so cool." She said, "I can't
I'm
wait. I'm
glad.
going to read it to them for bedtime tonight." So,
Oh, well, good. Thank you.
of course,
Uh,
it's good to support
Michelle,
people.
Michelle, you need to drop your link too, honey, to your channel.
Okay.
Yes, people you need to share your books on your channel. Like, I think that would be amazing.
And she's wanting to do like animations for kids on her channel. I think that would be awesome. of her books.
Michelle, you should definitely do that. Like, we will support you and help in any way.
Well, thank you.
And I'm
You
here.
need to
I'm here
drop
to
your
tell you.
link in our live streams so
Yes.
we can get you some subscribers. Y'all go sub
Yeah.
up to Michelle's
No.
channel. I'm on my phone. I can't
Michelle's
drop the
book-
link.
Michelle's book link is in the chat. It is available on paperback and ebook. If you need a book for your grandkid, your kid, your niece, nephew, a friend's kid, a poor little kid that you see in the neighborhood, go to that link and get them. I'm telling you, I'm not saying this because it's her. I'm saying this because I've read the book multiple times and my kids love it. And what
Yep,
I
I
like
have them
about the book
downloaded
is
on, and you can download it on Kindle. If you have Kindle, you can download it on there. And if you subscribe to Kindle, it's free.
Yeah. Yep.
You have Kindle, download it on there. And if you subscribe to Kindle, it's free.
okay. I hear echo.
It's Screwball. Screwing around.
Hello.
Oh,
I was like, didn't we just say that?
I was like,
You
what
know,
is
I-
happening? Is that me?
But no, with both of my, not me. You gonna start the new year off living, but no, with both of my channels, I want to do more good. You know what I mean?
yes.
Same here.
Yes.
I don't want to be somebody that just monetizes a channel and pockets that money. I want people to see what they are supporting. The book thing is just one thing, but that I think would be awesome. Also, when I could get to 1,000 subs, I'm going to give away a $100 gift certificate to Amazon.
I think that's awesome. I'm going to have a giveaway too when I get to 10K for sure. And because I'm almost there. I think it's a
Yes.
good way to pay it forward, by doing things for other people. Which is, when I found out that Bonfire, actually you could put your merch to go to a 501c3 of your choice. I went through and I started looking at it and I was like, I would much rather my merch be done through a place like that. I mean, I can't get the variety of merch. They only do t-shirts, but I would rather have people support the channel and know that their money is going to a good cause. I just feel like that's one of the ways we can pay it forward. It's sad that YouTube has it set where you have to have 10,000 subscribers though to pay it forward, and have a giving. I wish they would reconsider that because it's taken me 4 years to get to almost 10K. It'll be 4 years in January since I've had my channel.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
I don't either.
I've had my channel for 4 years and I'm at I think 1,600. But the way
Like Nonsense
I
just
would-
hit 10K and they've already done a live stream and had all the donations to go to Nick Mick. And she set her goal at like $250 and they ended up making like $1,500
Oh,
to
that
go
is
to Nick Mick.
awesome.
And
There is
on
a
June,
gamer. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say on January 2nd, another YouTube creator has commanded that Nonsense take down her live streams about her. Julie Skolnick. Yeah. So in response to that, she is going to do a live stream where it's going to be a party because it's the day before Nonsense's birthday. And she's going to have a party for Julie. And she's going to set it to be given. All the donations go to the Black and Missing. And I think
That's
that's another incredible way that you can pay it forward, because they don't care what you talk about. They don't care about that. They just care that the money goes straight to where it's going. So, we do what we can. And I commend the people that are trying to do something good in this community and using their channels for good and positive things. So I think that's amazing, because that's pretty much what we're trying to do on my channel too.
A while back, I had a live stream saying that I wish that people because you see a lot of them that have 10,000 subs would do the legit charities and pay it forward. Because there's a lot that we can do, y'all. Even if you don't have at 10,000 subs, that don't mean you can't do good. I mean, you take the smallest of a channel, we can still do good things. We can still help other people. And
That's true.
that's what I want both of my channels to do.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I want to cover more code cases and try to do it more expediently in 2025. And like I said, I want to build the book club up, because my whole goal with the book club is to be able to give children books. And underprivileged people, be able to help them. There's a lot out there. I mean, there is kids that are graduating, getting ready to go to college, and a lot of them can't even afford their books.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I know this ain't a 2025 goal, obviously, but I would like to be able to build it to where I can take and have memberships and everything that I get that year help out some kid that can't get it pay for their textbooks in college, because kids need that. They need that encouragement. I believe in you.
Yes, they do.
A lot of people set their bar just a little bit higher than the way they were raised. And that's where we make a mistake. I mean, we set our bar too low.
Yeah.
If you want to be part of the change, then you have to make the move to do that.
Yes.
And some people get in these old habits. They start surrounding themselves with people who aren't doing such hot things, and it becomes a habit. And you get in this way of thinking, and some people let their guard down, and they forget who they are. And like, it's time to have a check-in with yourself and say, look at who you're subscribed to and say, do I really support what's going on here? Is this really good for me? It's okay to set boundaries and say, I want to do better. I want to be better. And so I'm going to have to make a choice. It's just that some people are sheep and they don't want to make the choice because they don't have a backbone. They can't stand up and do what, make a decision. My gosh, the fireworks are going crazy out here. It's
well, now let's
early.
be honest. Some people don't want to miss out on some of the drama. They're afraid they'll miss something.
Yeah. Exactly. I was going to say that same thing, Michelle. And us as creators, we have a choice whether we are going to log on and listen to that or move on and keep moving forward and try to do some good. We can get wrapped up in the drama, or we can do some good. And I'm going to tell you, in 2025, I don't want no drama.
Yeah.
None on either channel.
Yeah, it wears me out. It's hard to focus on what you need to stay on task with when you have your own real life things that you're dealing with, much less having to deal with the drama on the internet with people that you don't even know.
Yes.
Who's got time for that? I mean,
But
at
that,
our age, I just don't know how people can be so invested in some of this stuff.
but my question is this: how far can that drama go if we don't react to it?
Well, exactly.
I mean, the things in our life, the dr- the things that are hectic in our life, that is things that we have to deal with, that we
Yep.
have to take care of. This YouTube junk, that's not it.
Yeah.
You know, my daddy used to say, uh, if if you sleep with dogs, you'll get up with fleas.
Yep.
And to me, like going into some of these channels that is spewing nothing but hate, they're dogging somebody all the time. Uh, Mostly, family members. Then the more we watch that, the more we feed into it. We have the choice to click off.
Yeah, we do.
Well, we lost Dutchie.
Uh-oh.
Dutchie went to the moon. She wants to take her daily trip to the moon. Make sure everything in outer space is good. Oh, your mama is calling there. But I
Okay.
mean, if we give attention to the channels that are trying to put out the facts and not stirring the pot, not having the same title every single day about breaking news when nothing's breaking or news, the only
Yes.
thing you're doing is helping them. Whether you're hate watching them or not, you're still giving the view.
Well, I agree.
In 2005, I don't want none of that.
No. No. There's a lot of people I used to watch that I cannot go there anymore. It's the
Me
same
too.
old
And
thing over and over.
and some I respected.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But one thing I'll never do is sell out my morals and my soul for clicks and views. I won't do that. If I'm just sitting on my backup channel reading about the Kennedys or the royal family, whatever, I'll do it. But I don't want none of that. I don't want to be in the midst of all that drama. It's not worth having 1,000 people in your chat.
No, it's not.
My mommy always said that when you go to your grave, you go to your grave with one thing, and that's your name. That's the only thing you take to the grave. You won't take your riches. That nice home that you've acquired, it won't go with you. Your car, it won't go with you. But you know what? Your name will. Because people will remember who you were and what you stood for.
Very true.
I mean, I'm sure I'll have a bunch of people standing around the casket one day saying, well, she was blonde and she can be. But she didn't sell out. She stuck to her morals and her beliefs. I mean,
Well,
no filter Fanny showed up every now and then, but now this girl stuck to her morals and her beliefs. Or at least I
absolutely.
hope that's what they're saying. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't want no open casket. Do you?
No, I do not,
we
and I don't
got
want
that.
people taking pictures of me.
No, I don't want
I
an
think
open
that's weird.
casket. Nobody ever has anything good to say. I mean, I've been to enough funerals. I've heard it all. They'll stand there and they'll say, "Oh, she looks so much better." Well, if I'm looking better dead, that says a lot. Or she don't look
I,
nothing like herself. She's so swell. And I don't want that crap said over me either.
no kidding. No kidding.
I
Mm.
mean, I want my coffin opened up time enough that my immediate family can say goodbye and know
Yeah,
I'm in it for
yeah.
personal reasons. I want that. But just to have me up here on some pedestal while people tell about my life, let me tell you something. I'm telling about my life now.
Yes.
There's not a preacher that can preach my life. Crystal does that now. People that know me know me. Now, there's a lot of people think they know me, but the fact is, they never got time to know me. It takes a little bit for me to open up and talk to people.
It does.
But those that
Me too, though.
know me.
Mhm.
My daughter got me something for Christmas. Absolutely love it. And it's this diary. And it says, Mom, I want to know about you. And you fill it out on the inside, just telling about your childhood and what it was like. What was the price of bread when you growed up? You know, stuff like that that we really don't sit back and tell our kids every day. There are
Yeah,
some questions in it like, wow, I would have never thought to even told her that, you know. And then when you fill it out, you give it back to them. And
yeah. I think
I
that's wonderful.
absolutely love it. And I'll tell you another thing that I'm wanting to start doing because life is precious. I'm wanting to start taping myself talking about my life. That way, you know, and like little messages to my kids, letting them know how great they are. That way, one day when I'm not here, if they ever doubt who they are, they can go back and listen to how proud I am of them.
I think that's wonderful.
Something about losing about half of your family, Michelle, makes you really think about your final destination. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do. I do.
And there's times that I would give anything, just to hear my mom's advice again. So I don't know. That's a little thought I had.
I think
I
that's
hope
wonderful.
Betsy's mommy's okay.
I do too. I'd say she just want to talk to her because it's New Year's Eve, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope. Oh, well. So Michelle, when you going to start working on your channel?
Well, I am
I'm
now.
excited.
I'm working on the videos, but when you were talking about that one that they do not recommend for autistic children, I want to make
Yes.
sure that I do one that autistic children can watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For anybody, and I don't care a bit to say it, but for anybody that is letting their kids watch Coco Melon, I was told by specialists that it is, what is the word? Um, too stimulating. It's overwhelms them. So it's not good for a kid that is autistic to watch Coco Melon.
I wouldn't think it'd be
Now,
good
I
for
didn't know
any
this.
kid.
But
I
you
mean,
know,
I
there's a
wouldn't think,
lot of kids that do watch it.
yeah.
And if you sit down, you'll get overwhelmed. My kids watch stuff like Miss Rachel, Bluey. They love Bluey. They love Miss Rachel. But now I'll tell you something about Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel will help you teach your children sign language.
Oh,
I know
wow.
it because I've got two little ones walking around doing sign language.
Mhm.
But
I've
I mean,
seen them.
she'll assist with that. Just a second. I'm back.
Okay.
So you're wanting to do the animation videos of your book.
Yes.
I love that. I do. So are you going to do pre-records?
I am.
I think that would be awesome, actually. I really do. And I like that your books are focused towards everyday things for kids.
Well, the first ones that I put out, they were stories that I wrote for my grandson. And
Tell us
I
about
had
that.
I had them in a notebook, and I had wrote them out for him. And then I thought, well, I should probably put them in a book for other kids to enjoy because he really loved them.
I think that was an awesome idea. And it's a great tribute to your grandson because I know how much you love him.
That's why the first one is for him. That was his favorite story.
Well, you know, I've got this kid here. And I need a book wrote about this, okay? This kid here
Okay.
that won't wear shoes. And I've had ideals of her name, you know which one she is,
Yes.
and her magic rain boots.
Okay.
Hoping that if I had a book that talked about a kid that was afraid to wear shoes, didn't like shoes, then gets on a pair of rain boots and sees how awesome they are, that this child might actually want to try that out.
Well, that's a
Now I
good
might be
idea.
reaching, but there you go. That could be your next book.
That's a good idea.
Hank and her magic rain boots.
That's a cute idea. It really is.
Well, I want to tell everybody Happy New Year's. Remember, it's not what was in the past that matters, it's where we're going in the future. It's up to us to make our own path because if we go in the path of everybody else, we're going to end up in their destination. But we really want to make our own path so we end up where we want to be. Look forward to some changes this year, and hopefully we can collab and give back and do more, whether it's with the code cases or the books. I'll be honest with you, Michelle, if it was okay with you, I would like to review one of your books.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
I would
I'd
love
appreciate
to.
that.
It'd get it out there, and people. You've got several books. That way, people can see. You know, hey, this is an awesome book. It's good for kids. And like I said, I like that you kept it simple enough that when my kids get old enough to read, and this is something I really appreciate because some of my books that I have for the kids has words like astronomical. That's
Oh
in
my
one of their
goodness.
children's books. Okay, so in order for that, for the kids to actually read words like that, they're going to have to be older. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
That's
will.
going to be a book I'm strictly going to have to read to them. But what I appreciate about your book is that I can actually help my kids learn to read with that book. It's, to me, it's simple enough that they could learn to read with it. I don't mean that bad at all. It's a good
No,
thing.
no. Well, I
Um,
mean, I thought the language needed to not be like astronomical because it needs to also be words they can understand.
I've got I think it's a 60 page, so children's paperback book in there, and that word's in it. And I'm like, you know, I see the point in the book, but this is not a book that my kid could read to itself. And my goal is to teach my children to read and then be able to pick up these books and read them to themselves. Which I think that as mothers, that's what we all want, our kids to be able to read their own books, not us read them
Well,
to them till they're in third grade. And the words like astronomical, what are we going to be doing? They're going to be third graders and we're going to be reading them books. So I don't
well,
mind
that's
reading to
true.
my kids, but I want them to be able to read.
Well, I used to tell Connor one day he'd be able to pick up one of his books and read to me. So,
And see, I think that's the goal. That we start out reading our kids bedtime stories, and that's a good way of winding them down. And sometimes when this little girl is not having a good day, I can read her your book and she sit right there and listen. So, I mean, you should be very proud. You're very talented. And I think that your work should be displayed on all platforms, to be honest with you. But I do want to review it on the book club too after we do the From Here to the Great Unknown, because I want people to be able to say, hey, yeah, to look at it and say, yeah, that I'm gonna get my kid that book. And that's my goal with the book club, is to get people back into buying books. Everything should not be on a computer. Your computer crashes, you lose it.
or your internet goes out like mine did today.
Yeah, then you're stuck.
Yeah. Yes.
And I do believe that computers, and I don't mean to get biblical, but I do believe that computers is exactly what the Bible is talking about when it says that man would become wiser but weaker. And why I say that is with the invention of being able like to do what we're doing right now, talk to each other and other people, and we're all in different states and people in the chats in different states. That is wiser. But if it crashes, this generation that we have now, they wouldn't know how to hoe a tater field.
No, they wouldn't. I mean, they're not teaching cursive anymore. They're not teaching, I don't know what kind of math skills they're teaching because none of these kids can count back change anymore.
Girl, here they don't even teach history.
Oh, goodness.
They do social studies, but that's more geographical. But as far as like legit American history, I've not seen it come in on one of my kids' work. Not Cam's, not Hope's, or the kids now. And I think that's sad because I do think that if we don't know history, we're bound to repeat it.
I agree, and I liked my history class.
I would give everybody the challenge of just comparing Kennedy with Lincoln. If you don't think that history can repeat itself, look them up. See how much they had in common. It
Very
will blow
true.
your mind. And I mean, I know a lot of the newer generation don't remember 9/11, but I do.
Yeah, I do too.
I remember it well. You know, our kids, they're going to remember COVID-19. But I remember 9/11. And nothing that you watch on TV compares to what that day was like. Because I remember sitting there thinking, who's next? Did you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Where else are they going to hit?
Yes, because we didn't know how many planes were in the sky. We didn't know what was next. Um,
No.
and and then when the plane crashed in Pennsylvania, that even brought even more questions of who is next. I mean, if a plane's going down in Pennsylvania, what were they after?
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing about it is if we don't know our history, then we don't know what to do to prevent those things from happening again.
That's true.
And I'll get on this. And people may completely unsub to me, but I mean, I'm just telling you how it was. When I was younger and I went to school, racism wasn't really that big.
No.
You didn't hear people going backwards and forwards over race. It's got worse over the last couple of years than it was when I was in high school.
Well, I agree.
I mean, I didn't look at a kid and say, well, that's an African American kid or that's a Mexican kid. No, that was just the students that was in my class. I called them by name. But you know, the society that we live in now has made a big deal out of it. I mean, and I'm not saying it ain't a big deal, but they've went to extremes of making everything about race.
Well, I agree. I agree.
There's a place for it, yes, but everything that happens in life is not. It don't revolve around that. Because I can remember having some of my best times in life, just kids being kids on a ball field and enjoying each other because I played basketball and we enjoyed that time. And like I said, we didn't look at it as color. We looked at them as that's our peers.
Exactly.
My kids didn't know there was a difference until they went to school. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but now everything's blew up. You know, to me, that's sad. You want unity, treat people as humans, and that's it. We've got to love one another.
Yeah.
I mean, to a degree, I think we're all scrutinized. I was poor when I was young. I'm not rich now, but when I was young, I mean, yeah, I grew up on soup, beans, and taters, and I've said it before. Some of my favorite toys was dirt, a stick and dirt. um, my best friends was my cousins that came over on the weekend, And one of the greatest things or the most fun that I had with school, it was my whole reason for trying, was basketball. I played basketball from the time I was in 4th grade to the time I was a freshman. And it was a bunch of kids having fun.
Exactly.
That's what it was. I can only imagine how it is in school now. My youngest graduated in 2015. It's sad, it really is. And when you see, one thing I like about the book we're going to cover is it goes over, it's not just a book about a famous person. The fame is not really the center focus of this book. This book addresses suicide. It addresses addiction, depression, mental health, grief, things that everybody goes through.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you're rich, poor, black, white. It don't matter. It goes. It covers it because
Yeah.
it is amazing what all Lisa Marie went through. It addresses abuse. Would you think that somebody with a profile as well known as Lisa Marie Presley would, in her memoir, would be addressing abuse?
No.
This one does. So I mean, I think there is a lot. There is a lot in this book, and like I said, I'm going to review it. And when we get to those topics, I want to talk about those topics because that's what people don't talk about. You look at them on Facebook, and everything is so great. Everybody's life is so perfect on Facebook, even on YouTube. People act like their life is so perfect. Nothing's going wrong in my little world. And the fact is, that's hogwash. There isn't one person that isn't dealing with something. It could be financially,
Exactly.
it could be mentally, it could be emotionally, they could be dealing with abuse at home, addiction. I mean, these are topics that she covers in this book that I think everybody on YouTube could benefit from.
Oh, I agree.
None of our lives are perfect. We are all dealing with something. But you know what? There is a way to overcome those things. And people need to know that, hey, you may be in this state of mind of depression, and it may feel like the whole world is coming in on you. But guess what? There is light at the end of that tunnel. People need to know their hope, Michelle. There's some
Yeah.
negativity in this world already. People need to know there is hope. My life is always nuts. If it was perfect, I would be worried about when the bottom would fall out. Flies, you hit the nail on the head. Fact is, we all go through things. We do. And some of those issues, some of us just don't, we won't sweep under the carpet. They may be embarrassing. And some of us may not even want to admit it. I've fit depression since 2005. But you know what? I do know there's hope. And there's some people out there that don't. There's some people that may think, I feel like I'm drowning. Yes. Yes, you are complete. Crazy B6. You are right. Social media has ruined society. And I think one thing about that, Michelle, is that when we were growing up, we saw our life and
Yeah.
we saw other kids at school. That was about it. We lived our life.
Well, exactly.
Now kids are getting on social media and watching everybody else live their life. And what they don't realize is what they're seeing on social media is only what that person allows, which makes their life maybe look perfect. And then they wonder, why ain't my life like this? Well, newsflash, that person's isn't either.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Exactly.
should be called. It really should be called fake book. I mean,
Yes.
but I do think
I've
that's
always,
that hurts a lot of our youth is, we lived our life. We were
yes.
busy living our life. They are busy watching people live their life and comparing their
Attached to a
life to that
screen.
person.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're addicted to a screen and attached to that screen.
What do you think would happen if the internet crashed? Just went down. Nobody was able to get on it. What do you think would happen?
There would be a lot of chaos because a lot of kids wouldn't know how to function.
Oh no, they wouldn't.
They don't think
They
anymore.
wouldn't.
They want to know an answer. They don't think about what could the answer be. They just look
They
it up.
Google it. They
Yeah.
Google it and take it for what they find. Whatever they find
And
is
just
gospel.
and just because you find it on Google or Facebook does not make it true. I'm just saying.
No, it don't. It sure don't. Well, I guess I've held everybody here long enough, but I hope everybody has a very happy new year. Um, like I said, I set goals that I'm pretty sure I'm going to reach, or I'm going to do my best to. That's the reason I don't set that goal. The most popular ones: quit smoking or lose weight. No. For one thing, I ain't setting a goal of losing weight because my daddy taught me not to waste anything. And I pay good money for that food. So if I lose it, I lose it. If I don't, God loves me the same and He does you too. But let's make 2005. Let's fill it with wanting to do better and do better for other people. Let's try helping out people. I know that's what I want to do. That's what I want to focus on this year. Not no garbage, not no drama. I want to focus on helping people. That's my goal. If I can do 3 things this year to help out someone in need, I'm going to be happy. And then in 2006, I want to at least do 6 things. That's kind of how my goals go. But if you are not subbed up to my backup channel, which is Hold My Halo Book Club, please do that because on Wednesday nights at 7, we're going to start reviewing books. First book is From Here to the Great Unknown. It's a Lisa Marie Presley memoir. It's not what you would expect it to be. It's not talking about a big famous person and the life that they live, just living it up in fame. No, she don't hold back any barriers. On Saturdays at 7 o'clock, we will be covering cases. Starting this Saturday, I'll get back on my Uncle Ball's case. Kind of get it wrapped up. And also, Michelle has, drop your Amazon link again, Michelle. Michelle has written several children's books. I am a great fan of hers. I will be reviewing one of her books on my live stream on Hold My Halo. And I highly recommend these books. Get your kid a book. Get it a book. It don't need all them electronics. Go on Amazon, get your kid a book. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. I wouldn't. And she is also going to start working on her backup channel, which is Twisted. Are you twisted? Broken?
Well, it'll just
Are you
be
bro-
this channel. It'll just be my
Okay.
channel.
Okay. Her backup on her channel, she's working towards doing animations of her book and advertising her books on there. Sub up to her. She's helped this community. I'm going to tell you all. I'm just going to get real with you. This girl right here has helped this community probably more than any creator that I know of. She gets FOIAs. She does research. I know what she's just done for my channel. She has been a humongous help for my channel as far as getting research and being able to talk something out. Let's support her. When people are doing good things, support them. When people are doing rotten things, then don't.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yes. I've got 3 2-year-olds here, and they absolutely love her book. If I go to read nothing, they'll go get that book. So, I mean, I can just about verbatim tell you about the book. That's how many times I've read it. But she's got 3 fans. But you all just remember, I say this all the time, but if you really think about it, it's something you can actually live by. It takes 0 effort to be a good human being. You have to actually try to be a bad one. I love y'all. I'll see you on Wednesday on Hold My Halo to review Lisa Marie's book. Till next time, y'all. Love y'all. Thank you, Michelle, for being up here.
Thank you, Crystal.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby, have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no, you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look